You're not behind. You're becoming her. Welcome to the Becoming Herself series. This series is for the people who are tired of feeling like they're behind in life. Tired of hearing how to become that girl, how to be an it girl, how to be in the top 1% of women. Every time we open our feed, we see somebody else who has it all. They have what we want and they seem to be doing it perfectly. But it feels like a never-ending rat race, right? Where instead of feeling inspired, we feel guilty for not getting up at 5 a.m., going to Pilates, journaling every morning, eating your carrot salad, getting 10K steps, spending $8 on a matcha, and then doing your 10-step skincare routine all before 9 a.m. because if you wanted it that badly, you would do it, right? Well, my name's Anna, and I designed Becoming Herself to be a space for women who want to take control of their life, but they are tired of the burnout that it seems we have to suffer through to get there. Right now, social media trends are telling women that in order to become her, they need a rigid routine. 5 a.m. alarms, specific workouts, aesthetic meals. I want to flip this narrative. Her isn't some pre-packaged template. It's about simply being the most aligned, authentic version of you. I want you to feel heard of where you're at in life, but also like you have permission to grow at your own pace and on your own terms. Because being successful isn't just copying and pasting somebody else's morning routine. It's discovering what energizes you, what fulfills you, what sustains you, whether that is a 5 a.m. workout or 9 a.m. coffee walk. Because at the end of the day, success looks different for everybody, right? Like what success looks like to me in my life is gonna be different than what success looks like for you in your life. And it's gonna be different than what success looks like for Joe Schmo down the road. So you need to build a life that works for you. Now, why am I so passionate about this? Becoming Herself started as a mere thought back in my sophomore year of college. I took an introduction to health class and it got mentioned about the 8 dimensions of wellness. And I thought this was really fascinating. Like it really stuck with me because I kind of thought that wellness was just like your physical health, your mental health, nutrition, and a good mindset. I didn't know that there were so many different layers to wellness and not like in an overwhelming way. Just I was so curious. Anyways, this kind of stayed with me the rest of the time through my school. Time passed. I graduated, got my bachelor's in exercise physiology. Now, at the time of graduation, I was working over 60 hours a week. I was doing overnights at the local hospital. I was a full-time student. I was in the school's dance company and finishing my senior internship. Needless to say, there was literally not a day of the week that I was not doing something. And that was a recipe for burnout that would come to bite me in the butt later in life. I went on to work some other jobs and I was living on my own at the time, but I eventually moved back home to just focus on one job and social media. I started a 12-week series on my TikTok way back when, and basically each week I was focusing on a different dimension of wellness, trying to focus on different aspects of my life that I wanted to improve. I was slowly growing in social media, but in 2023, I started a job that just burned me out. Between the 5 a.m. wake ups, I was the only technician in the building, a very type A high-strung boss, and overall just a not so great work environment, plus the stress of not being where I wanted to be with social media. Everything that I had done over the past kind of just finally came crashing down on me to the point that I became so irritable. I had no patience for anything. I was exhausted. I would literally go to bed crying because I did not want to get up and go to work the next morning. I would cry on my way to work because I hated my job so much and I just wanted to go back home and rest. I was so over it. Bless my man. Thank God he has the patience that he does and he was able to be there for me in the way that he was and support me when I finally quit that job. But funny enough, you would have thought I would have left that job way sooner. Like obviously that was bad. Nobody should be in that state. But why didn't I leave sooner? If I was suffering, then why did I stay? Because there was always this part of me that felt like I was failing. I opened up social media and I would see girls getting up at 5 a.m., going for their workouts, driving an hour to get to work, working their 9 to 5, driving an hour home, all while consistently posting on social media. So obviously if they can do it, then I'm just being a big baby and I need to suck it up. If they can do it, why can't I? And that's when I finally learned that what works for one person doesn't work for the next. Everyone is in a different phase of life. Everyone has stuff going on that you don't see behind closed doors. Or personally, I was in a space where getting up at 5 a.m. to go to Pilates was just not gonna be my priority. And that's okay. But that's why it's called Becoming Herself. Because this isn't about becoming some ideal version of something that you see on the internet. This is about self-developing into the best version of you. Finding happiness and success with you, finding what works for you. Because you and I are different people. You and the next viewer of this video are 2 different people. And that is perfectly fine. There should be no guilt or shame behind that. As I came out of burnout, I started a series on TikTok called Next Level You, giving tips and tricks to level up in life, and I actually turned that into an Instagram page because I wanted to build something like this. I just didn't fully know how to execute it. Eventually, I changed the name to Becoming Herself because that felt more aligned with what I was trying to create. Through a few more rebrands and trying to navigate what I wanted to do with this, we finally landed here. Becoming Herself is the space for women who want the no rush, anti-burnout version of self-improvement. Each month, we're gonna focus on a different dimension of wellness. Not in a stop what you're doing and you gotta do this right now type of way, but rather think of it as an invitation to start exploring a new way of life. Just slowly working on little things here and there to build your best life. Or as my motto is, to build a life you don't have to escape from. There's no pressure, no rush, no high stress commitment that you're making here, except if you wanna go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of this amazing weekly content right here on this channel. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. But this space isn't another thing to add to your to-do list. It's not more things to make you feel shameful about what you're doing or not doing. Rather, this is a slow, step-by-step guide of how to work through certain aspects of your life. Maybe you want a life full of more joy, more peace, more gratitude, but you don't know how to build that. Maybe you want a better morning routine, but you don't know what to prioritize. Maybe you feel so clouded with brain fog, but you don't know how to clear it. This is the space for you. Weekly videos right here on this channel, full of advice and a community full of people just like you who want a better quality of life without feeling behind. Because you're not behind, you're becoming her. If you want to join the community and see more of my weekly videos right here on this channel, make sure to go hit that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, I want to leave you with a thought prompt just to ponder on. What does her look like to you when nobody is watching? I love you guys and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.